Okay, when the machine that turns a bunch of animals into mutants goes off underwater, and then there's animals in the water, like, what do you think that does?
You know what? I think it's about time the franchise had a few more Mega Mutants. Alright, so, first impressions, there is a definite wow factor to having an actual, Ninja Turtles figure this big. It's been quite a while since Ninja Turtles has played with the scale of their characters like this, at least in the main line. Is he worthy of the title Mega Mutant when stacked up to the awesome original offerings we had back in the day? Not really, but what does, right? So on the whole, when you just take him in, lots of fun, very cool, big fan. It's when you get into the, minutiae of it all that he stops being quite as much fun. So for a figure this size, it honestly seems a little bit like he would have been sculpted at the regular size and then just blown up. For the amount of details that he had in film, these needle fingers, you can barely even tell that they're narwhal. And who knows what the other animals allegedly are that make up this limb. You can make out like the occasional, I don't know, rat, man-bear pig.
Man-bear pig?
It's the same as his horse legs. Before seeing the film and when I'd first seen this, I'd honestly thought that they were just kind of made out of, muck man poop muck. But they are in fact horses.
Look at my feet. They're made of horses.
He's also got some little turtles on him, which is a nice nod, but given, the whale and the kaiju-ness of him, they're actually giant turtles, which is a little confronting. There is some nice airbrushing work down here. Doesn't carry down to the tail, which is a bit of a bummer, but, that's kind of modern Playmates for you, really, isn't it? First glance, really cool, but a little underwhelming on the sculpt and the paint apps. There's all this ooze slime here that's unpainted. Most of his animal parts are kind of the one sort of messy spray. It's quite a heavy paint that they've used, and it really flattens out a lot of the details. For the size and the price point, deco-wise, I do really think that they could have given us a little bit more to look at. In terms of features and functionality, well, look, I'll be honest, that's even worse. Much like with Superfly himself, this claw doesn't open. The wrist twist, and you got like a universal at the shoulder, but you're honestly not going to have a claw this big, a turtle grabbing claw, a turtle crushing claw, fixed. They could have just been 2 ball joints if you really wanted to. That couldn't have been that much more expensive. Same as on this arm, universal at the shoulder, wrist articulation. I could forgive the immobility of this arm had we been given a pinchy claw. These extra kind of like pectoral mandible bits, I had assumed at the very least that they would pivot on the spot, but I don't know, maybe they do, but I'm very afraid of breaking this guy because, this one's already showing some signs of distress. Similarly, I feel like it would have been super easy to make these wings ball joints, but they didn't. They're all fixed as well. Bizarre, voice-breaking choice. His big cherry eyes actually look pretty cool in the gloss.
I got cherry eyes.
But they could have been, refracted fly eyes. Blech. You do have a nice fat painted tongue, and they did pick out some of the details in the teeth, but the inside is just hollowness. It does snap shut pretty satisfyingly, but that's about all you're going to get out of there. His legs, I had assumed would be on universals, but they're just, that much back and forth. No knee joint and ankle rotation, which really serves no purpose. He's no more, balanced in any one ankle configuration. His most articulated element is his tail, which is kind of ball jointed or universaled in. So you can get a little bit of range out of that. But I would have liked to have seen more of this across the rest of his articulation. I also truly think that if you're going to have a figure that is this lacking in articulation, this lacking in paint apps, being Ninja Turtles, how is there no ooze feature, right? Surely this cavernous body, if you could pour ooze down his throat, and it comes out of like holes under here or something. I mean, I guess if you wanted to fill it with ooze yourself, you could, like I've done. Blah. But that's oozing at your own peril, not ooze by design. Also, it seems like a pretty big missed opportunity, function-wise, to have, you know, this not go any deeper, because he can't even eat the most diminutive of turtles. I mean, they can go in his mouth. It's a whale, it's a kaiju whale, and he can't swallow someone into his stomach? Blah. So by way of a comparison, let's compare him to the not mega Superfly, the regular Superfly. I mean, he's clearly not matching the scale of the movie, but that's fine. You can kind of see some design cues and similarities there, can't you? And, you know, obviously we've got to show him getting into the thick of it with the turtles themselves. So, you know, there's clearly still quite a lot of fun to be had. The play value is there. It's a big monster for your turtles to smack down on. So whilst it's, you know, kind of hard not to like it, it definitely could have and probably should have been more. There was almost the opportunity for him to behave potentially like a playset, really. And how could we not have just the quickest of quick looks at him alongside an original Mega Mutant? A lot of things toy-wise get better, but tell you what, value for money certainly isn't one of them. Goddamn inflation! Alright, well that's pretty much that on the Superfly. Thank you so much for watching. I want to know, what did you think? Hit me up in the comments below. Let's get nerdy with it. Have you got him? Are you gonna get him? Are you like me and glad he exists, but also simultaneously a little underwhelmed by what we got? I want to know. And until the next one, thanks for watching. Catch!